Hey everyone, I have a few videos for you guys today. I hope this first one is the intimidating TBR Pile Tag, which I thought was incredibly fitting for me because I just have so many books, and every time I look at my bookshelves, I'm intimidated. Like, I mean, all of this. It's incredibly intimidating, especially because I have two more unread bookshelves that you guys can't even see off camera, or that are off camera. So, anyway, this sounded really cool. I was not tagged by anyone. I'm trying to remember who I saw. I'll try to remember whose videos I've watched, and I'll link their videos down below, or, you know, their channels. And hang on, I'm trying to find the page with the questions on them. Here we go. Okay, found them. So, the first one is, what book have you been unable to finish? And as you guys know, this thing I have been reading for 13 months, and I am a little over a fourth of the way through, and I'm loving it, but what I do with this book, how I've been reading this, and this is not the way that I would recommend ever reading a book, is I read a big chunk of it, and then I set it aside for like 4 months, and then I pick it back up, and I read a huge chunk of it, and I set it aside for like 4 months, and that's basically how I've been reading this book. And I want to try to fix that, so we'll see. Next up is, what book have you not read because you haven't had the time? And for this, it was kind of any of my giant books, so I'll use the example of Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, and also, it's that I haven't had the time, but it's also that if I am gonna read a big book, I want it to be the big book that I'm already kind of currently in the middle of, rather than picking up another huge chunker. Like, I want War and Peace to have priority, so. But yeah, it's really any of these. This can also apply for Pillars of the Earth, or any of my future Game of Thrones books that I haven't read. And I say future, like, I'm gonna be reading them in the future. Any, like, Les Miserables, just any books like that. Next up is, what book have you not read because it's a sequel? And this doesn't apply because, well, Clash of Kings by George R. R. Martin. And this shouldn't apply, really, because I have actually read Game of Thrones, because I think it sounds like the question is implying that you haven't read the first book, so then that's why you haven't read the second one either. But I don't know of a series... Well, actually, hang on. Okay, I can't reach it, but anyway. I haven't read Carry On Jeeves. Yeah, sorry, I just realized what that question meant, and I didn't when I originally answered, but Carry On Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse, however you say it, is, I think it's pronounced Woodhouse, is the second book in the Jeeves series, and I have yet to read The Inimitable Jeeves. I've read the first Jeeves short story that comes before Inimitable Jeeves, but then I haven't read Inimitable Jeeves yet, so yes, that one. And I don't have it to show you because I kind of gathered all this pile beforehand, but anyway, that one. And then, what book have you not read because it's new? What Matters in Jane Austen, 20 Crucial Puzzles Solved by John Mullen. I think I explained to y'all when I hauled this that I got it because of Kate from Kate Howe and Emma from Bookish Princess going to Emma Day, and they both of the videos they put up predominantly featured John Mullen's part of, like, his speech from that day. And it just, like, he sounded like he was so funny, and like he knew just what he was talking about. and his insights were really great. So as soon as I saw that, I looked up this book, and sadly my library didn't have it. And I've been requesting that my library purchase a lot of books recently, so I really didn't want to request this. So I went ahead and bought it because I got a Barnes & Noble coupon. So, yep, this one. And what I'm going to do with this one is I've decided not to read it until probably January of next year, which means I probably should have waited to buy it, but I'll probably flip through it till then. But I really want to reread the 5 Austens that I haven't reread yet, or recently, and get all those read and then read this, because originally I was going to read this while I was rereading the books, but then I realized that I would much rather reread all the books and then read this, so then I can picture the exact scene that he talks about in this book for the different books and topics, than to read parts of this and try to apply what he says here to what I'm reading in that particular story, if that makes sense. I have no idea if that makes sense, but yes, this one. That was a very long answer, my apologies. Next is, what book have you not read because you read a book by the same author and didn't like it? And this is kind of odd because I don't own any books, to my knowledge, I don't own any books by an author where I've read something of theirs before and I didn't like it, so I didn't try another one. For example, I used to own I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, and I didn't get on with that book for some reason. I think it was because I felt too similar to Cassandra, and it was very cringeworthy for me. Like, I was remembering how I felt as a high school teenager, and like all of the weird things that I thought, and like all of the strange feelings, and it made me feel cringy. And so because of that, I was repellent of that book rather than loving it. So, and it's not that I don't think Dodie Smith's a great writer, I do, because actually right after that is when I got New Moon with the Old and Town in Bloom by her, and I immediately started reading New Moon with the Old, and I loved it, but then I put it aside in favor of something else. But anyway, that would be the opposite of this question. So, the only answer that I know of for this, and again, I don't own any books by an author where I've read it and I didn't like it, so then I was hesitant to get something else, because if I don't like a book by an author, I don't usually go out and pick up another book by them right away or something, unless I've heard amazing things about it. But my answer for this one then would be, I haven't read any of Emily Bronte's poetry yet, because I really, 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 really hated Wuthering Heights. But see, the thing is, I like Emily Bronte's writing, so I think I'm gonna end up liking her poetry. I'm just very, I would much rather read the rest of Anne and Charlotte's books first, because I know that I not only like their writing, but I also like their stories. So I will eventually get around to Emily Bronte's poetry, but it will be absolute last Bronte thing that I read, probably. Next up is, what book have you not read because you're just not in the mood? Recently I put down Lark Rise by Flora Thompson because I, in the beginning of it, I was really, really enjoying it, and then I took a little bit of a break from it, for some reason. I don't remember why, and then when I went back to it, it was I would read 3 or 4 pages, and it was literally pulling teeth. I couldn't, not literally, obviously, but figuratively, I guess, it was pulling teeth. I just could not get into it. I was not in the mood. But I'm still, I believe I said this in my last, current reads thing, but I'm still going to try to finish it, within the next month or so that I can still read the next one with Kate from Kate Howe, because she was the one who I was reading this one with, and I kind of I felt really bad because I kind of abandoned her in this buddy read, but I just was not, it was the kind of thing where I was just like, I can't read this right now. I don't even know why. But yeah, so that one. And I'm sorry I couldn't find it to show you guys, but you guys know what it looks like if you've seen my current reads videos. Next up is, what book have you not read because it is humongous? And I'm just gonna, this, or any of my ginormous classics, that I have. So, because I have a lot of really big classics, but, okay, you guys, can we just take a moment to love the floppiness of this book? I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look, oh my gosh, it's so pretty and beautiful, and it's so, like, you can just fold it and squish it, and nothing happens. It's wonderful. I love it. Okay, sorry, I just really love books where the spine is incredibly well made, so it won't crack and it just flops open. Anyway, what book have you not read because it was a cover buy, but then the reviews weren't great? I don't have any books like that, but the book that I had the most similar story for that is, I used to follow, Katrina from Little Book Owl, and in one of her videos, she completely raved about the Bronze Horseman trilogy, like the whole trilogy, and I love historical fiction, and I love romance, so it really sounded like my thing that I would love. And I also thought that, I don't know if I thought her editions were so beautiful, or if I saw this, I think she had a different edition than the one I have, but when I saw this edition, I just thought that it was really, really pretty, and I actually ordered this used online, so that's why there's a giant crack in the spine, even though I haven't read it yet. But yeah, I think that this one is really pretty, and I actually liked hers too. The Australian one is pretty, and I may even like that one better, but I still really liked this. So yes, beautiful cover. But then I bought this one, and then I bought the second one, Tatiana and Alexander, which are the names of two of the main characters in the first one. And I saw a couple reviews after I bought these of this first book, and they were really bad. People were not fans of this book. I just saw a recent bad review, and then I've seen maybe 2 other bad reviews. So right now it's like 3 bad reviews and 2 good reviews that I've seen, but also one of the good reviews was from a booktuber who I'd never seen before, so I have no idea what her taste is, so I can't really trust her opinion because I don't follow her as a booktuber. But yeah, so I guess technically it's like 3 bad reviews and 1 good review from people that I would trust. So yeah, I'm just very hesitant about this book now. And I was actually supposed to read this, supposed to buddy read this with another booktuber, but she has since discontinued her channel. So I don't even know, I don't know if I should contact her and be like, do you still want to read this? Or, I don't really know, but it's probably going to be at least a year until I get to this. But I do want to read it kind of soon because I really want to, get it out of the way and like figure out what my opinion is by myself, rather than like, I want to stop having like other people's opinions about this in my head and try to form my own opinion, and see whether I'm gonna like it enough to go on to the next book, since I also own that one. Last but not least, oh actually there's 2 more questions. The second to last is, what's the most intimidating book on your TBR pile? 2, actually. 1 is the Bible. I am sad to say that I am a Christian, and I have only read, bits of the Bible that I've studied. I have never tried to read the Bible in its entirety, and I think it is because it is so, like, I don't know, I've just always found it intimidating because it's really huge, and it's got, I don't know what I was gonna say there, but anyway, it's just, this is a massive undertaking to me, and I don't know why I've never, tried to read it, but I now have the, NIV Bible, or the NIV, version, well, NIV version, that's redundant, New International Version Bible audiobook, that is narrated by David Suchet, and, I love David Suchet. He plays Poirot, on Agatha Christie, so I think, having that will really help me, and what I'm gonna do, my plan is I'm just gonna pick one book at a time, and take my time with it, like, take maybe a month to just read it, and, I don't know when I'm going to start this, but, because I've been trying to figure out when I was going to do that for a long time. The first thing that I want to read, or not the first thing, the next thing that I want to read from this is the Book of Esther, which I think I explained a little while ago, but anyway, so, yeah, this is one of them. And then the other, aside from War and Peace, but I figure that's something I've already started, so I'm already reading that. The other is S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. J.J. Abrams came up with the concept, and Doug Dorst wrote this. And this is 3 stories within one book, and also it has little inserts that go into these stories. So it's a giant undertaking. So yes, this is definitely, this and the Bible are my 2 most intimidating books on my TBR pile. And then the last question, number 10, is who do you tag for this? And I think none of these ladies have done this yet, and if they have, then they just need to link me their video, because I'm pretty sure I searched it individually for each of them, and they haven't done it, but the 3 ladies I would like to tag for this are Kate from Kate Howe, and Katie from Books and Things, and Emma from Bookish Princess. So yes, that is the intimidating TBR pile tag, and I will put their, the people I tag, I'll put their channel names down below. And also, I'll try to figure out who I've already seen do this video, and also link their channels. And I'm sorry this ended up being kind of long. I like long videos, you guys. I like to talk a lot. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to do this tag if you want, if I didn't tag you. And let me know that you're doing it down in the comments, or that you're gonna film it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.